take bigger risks consistently. And when I'm saying take bigger risk, I'm not saying risk your money. Make a bet on yourself, a bigger bet on yourself. Have even more belief in yourself, in what you are capable of doing. When you pay attention and when you do that thing consistently. This thing right here is a major problem for a lot of people that I talk to in coaching when I'm coaching people. It is this start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. The shiny object thing I talked about earlier. Do you see how all these three things are kind of intertwined somehow? Start and stop, start and stop. You don't really actually fully follow anything through. Not really. Not to the very end. Maybe you try one or two things like, oh, I've tried everything. Really? When people tell me I've tried everything, I'm like, oh, really? Oh, show me the list. And then they're like, oh, okay, it's just like 4 things I've tried. Well, yeah, I can think of like 7 other things that you haven't tried. And that was me. I will start something, a fantastic idea that maybe years down the line, you see somebody else doing it or a big company doing it, like, oh my gosh, I was on to something. What if I had just stayed on that course? But no, yours truly is not only impatient, she also gets bored very quickly. You can't have that kind of behavior if you're going to build anything sustainable. You can't. You have to be happy being bored, trying something else again in the same business until something works, until you've tried everything and you've gotten advice from the right people and you've actually implemented. And that's when you know that, okay, maybe it's time to pivot. But you don't start something, do it for a few months, 6 months, 9 months or something, and then you quit. Sometimes I am even convinced that sometimes I have quit 3 feet before the gold. Like if I had just continued, even if it was just like 4 more months, I might have hit something. So I would go back and tell past Kepo, just sit with it. Make a bigger bet on yourself. Believe that you can actually do this thing and you can actually see it through. But you have to show up consistently. You have to show up even when you don't feel like it. Motivation will go away. That's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. That excitement in the beginning, it goes away. But the thing that will keep you there and the thing that is keeping me here today now, that is why me showing up on this podcast is so different now. The thing that is keeping me going now is, oh my gosh, I'm taking a bigger bet on myself. I believe bigger in my ability to actually land this plane. Land this plane called financial freedom. Land this plane called building a sustainable and successful business. Land this plane called building multiple streams of income. Land this plane called freedom. Because freedom for me is one of my biggest values. And the way I define freedom is ability to do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, with whomever I want to do it, wherever I want to do it. And we all know one thing that can definitely help propel you into that kind of free life is not having economic stress, i.e., money in the bank. Show them what you think. Right? Imagine if you took a bigger bet on yourself today. Number one, like, you know what? Self, you can do this. And then number two, you don't underestimate what you can do, what you can achieve 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And then number three, you start to make smarter financial investments, find smarter financial decisions so that you are set up very nicely so that if push comes to shove, you don't have to be tethered to a job or tethered to something that is bringing in money, but you don't really want to do it and it's actually draining you of life itself. You don't have to be tethered to that. You can even just focus on what you really love to do. Imagine if you did that. Kepo, self, imagine if I did that. I'm talking to myself too. I don't have it all figured out. I don't believe that I have to have it all figured out before I can get on this podcast and tell you what I have been telling myself and what I know has made the difference between me quitting 3 feet short of gold and me continuing until I hit that gold. As far as I'm concerned, I have already hit gold. Even the fact that I'm showing up on this episode, on this podcast today, if I told you the emotions that were going through my mind before I pressed record, you will not believe that it's the same person that is talking right now. But I have taken a bigger bet on myself. And now I understand the compounding power of taking consistent action, of building the right foundations first. I get it now. Ooh, I get it now. So to recap, 3 things that I could go back to tell myself, even when I was earning what a lot of people will consider good money in terms of salary, right? I'm talking about being a business owner, but salary, yeah, 200K that is not taxed. Like that's after taxes. Come on, you all. Even with that, I was miserable because I wasn't putting things in the right order. Number 1, do not overestimate what you can do in 1 year and underestimate what you can do in 5 years. Number 2, build a solid foundation with your finances before you take bigger financial risks. Number 3, take a bigger risk on yourself. Make a bigger bet on yourself and your ability to actually land your plane. Whatever is in your plane, as in your dreams, your goals. Take a bigger bet on yourself. Because everything you want to do, everything you want to achieve is already inside you. Your dreams, your goals, is not even about getting those dreams or goals. When you start this journey, like really, really in earnest, and you start to do things consistently, you start to really now understand when people say it's not about the destination, it's about who you become in the process. Those dreams, those goals are just one part of that your truest self that wants to come out, that is fighting to come out. So whose side are you going to be on? Are you going to be on your side, on the side of your truest self, or on the side of yourself that is miserable today and is like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like this job that I'm at. I'm miserable. I want to be rich. I want to win the lottery." Oh, just fun fact. Maybe it's not a fun fact, but I hear a lot of people say they want to win the lottery, and then I ask them, "So did you buy a lottery ticket?" No. Okay, so how do you expect to win the lottery? How do you expect to win the lottery of your life if you haven't even done the basic things? You haven't even taken consistent action for a full year straight to even see what happens. You haven't gone to people who are succeeding in this area and actually rub shoulders with them, talk to them, pick their brain. Like, what are you doing? And I'm talking to myself too. I am, you guys. In fact, maybe this podcast is just for me. Thanks for listening to it, to listen to me preach to myself. But if any of this makes sense to you today, when you finish listening to this podcast, you're just going to say, "Oh, that was great. That was inspiring." You're going to take action. If you don't take action, you weren't inspired. You were just tickled. Transformation trumps inspiration any day, anytime. And if it means ending this podcast now so you can go do something, press stop. Stop listening to me. Go and make sure you do one thing today. Commit to doing one thing today. One of the 3 things I just talked about. Like, okay, I'm going to start believing this way. I'm going to start doing this consistently, whatever it is. You're welcome. I say this with all the love in my heart. First and foremost for myself and for you. I hope this was helpful. If it was, or you know someone who could use this, make sure you share with them.